At Deloitte, we want to make an impact, one future at a time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? You very well? I love how cheerful all of you are. Sindio? It's because of the holidays, nyamachoma, sherehe, party after party. Good. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. If you could have guys sitting down, those at the back, kindly. So thank you very much to each and every one of you, to all our distinguished guests, partners, Deloitte partners, to all our EXCO members, thank you very much, Karibu Nyumbani, to all our Deloitte colleagues joining us live from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, also Nigeria and Ghana. Feel at home and welcome to the 2022 inaugural Jenga Deloitte event. Can I hear some claps? People. Great. So some bit of housekeeping rules. So number one, smile. Smile to your neighbor a bit. Like the way your pastor tells you at church. Smile at your neighbor. Second of all, enjoy the ride, right? It's on a Friday. There's cocktail afterwards, so don't worry. And there's food, so you'll not go hungry. Third of all, if you'd like to use the washrooms, kindly use the back door. For all the gents, kindly use, so like the way you came in to the lift area, on your right, you'll be able to see the washrooms. For the ladies, just as you came in to the lift area, straight down, you'll find washrooms. But if you forget this in the next 2 to 5 seconds because you're very hungry and you're looking forward to the cocktails afterwards, kindly feel free to ask any person with this Deloitte badge to kindly assist you. And if they refuse, kindly let me know. So, great, cool. So for our program today, it's very interesting. It's very short and sweet. So everything that has ever been created or has ever come into being has always had a genesis, right? For example, if a new baby comes, in Kenya we do, how is it called in Kenya? Like that thing we do in Kenya when a baby is born. In Kikuyu, in French, we call it Oshogia Mwana. But for those people who are not French oriented, in Kenya, so like whenever a new child comes into the world, we do a very good celebration. So we hold the baby, we jiggle them a bit. It's like it's like a bouncing castle, but on people's hands. Yeah. So for today, we'll be learning the genesis of Jenga Deloitte. We'll be learning about what does it mean for us as Deloitte, where are we going with the launch, and who will we be partnering with going forward. So we'll start this storytelling journey with our fantastic CEO, Anne Mariah, giving us the entrepreneurship outlook across East Africa. So where are we in terms of the entrepreneurship space? Second of all, we'll be having Ashley, the Chief Sustainability Officer, taking us through where does Jenga and Deloitte fit in the Deloitte Africa strategy. After that, we'll have some bit of icebreaker, right? We'll try and jiggle your minds a bit. They might be gifts, but we shall see. Afterwards, we'll have the East Africa Financial Advisory Leader, as well as the Corporate Sustainability Leader, and also my partner, Gladys Bakumi, coming in to actually give us the world-class initiatives that we have across East Africa. After that, we'll have some bit of ribbon cutting and photo session to show all your colleagues that you are at Deloitte. And then afterwards, we'll do some bit of cake cutting to crown the occasion, because in Africa, there's no party without cake. There's no party without cake, but everyone will get cake today. And then afterwards, we'll do some bit of networking and cocktails and sherehe. That makes sense, right? Cool. So thank you very much, guys. Let's keep up the spirit. For those guys joining us online, tell us where you are chatting from, tell us where you are coming from, and also keep the conversation going. So at this juncture, I would like to welcome the first woman CEO of Deloitte East Africa, Anne Mariah, to give us the entrepreneurship outlook of East Africa. So if we could all stretch your hands a bit, at least clap for someone. Clap for someone. Clap for someone. Thank you very much, Anne.
Thanks, Lucy. Lucy has energy for like 16 people. So I know she said what I'm going to say, but I'm probably not going to say what you wanted me to say. But my main aim here is to welcome you all. So a very warm welcome to Deloitte. Thank you to all those people online. Thank you to everybody who's here. And thanks for coming for this launch of Jenga na Deloitte. I'm really excited about this. It's been in the making for a while, and I see a few people who've worked on this really hard for us to get here, so I'm really excited about this. At Deloitte, we're a purpose-led organization, and so purpose beyond profit underpins everything that we do. And so we have this ambitious goal to impact 20 million lives in Africa. And this is one of the ways we're going to do it. We do this as part of our global initiative called World Class. And the 3 pillars of our World Class are education, entrepreneurship, and agriculture. Now, we launched the education pillar in March this year, which was really exciting. We dealt with 4 innovators who are really working hard to bring quality education across the continent, and that was really exciting. And then this is the second pillar, which is entrepreneurship. And I think it's absolutely fitting that Kenya, being a very entrepreneurial country, that we're launching it in Kenya. So really, really exciting for me. We know that small and micro enterprises are the lifeblood of all economies, and this is how governments and other stakeholders try and get to lift up the employment statistics, because as long as we support enterprises, then we're going to build up the economy, and this is going to help everyone and reduce that unemployment. But we also know so many small businesses don't survive because of the level of support they have and not being properly equipped to run their businesses. So this is what Jenga na Deloitte is trying to bridge. So what is Jenga na Deloitte? What we've done is we're creating a hub where we use our collective skills, all the brain power that is in this building and across the continent, to support entrepreneurs, because this is what we do every day. Okay, so why don't we do this for entrepreneurs? Okay, why don't we help them with structure, with tax, with strategy, with their accounting, with understanding how to set up, with understanding the lessons we've seen from businesses grow, so that then they're able to equip themselves to get to the next level, so that you're structured to be able to scale, right? All businesses started small and would like to be able to be part of the story of someone then who became Microsoft or Google or Walmart or whatever, right? All businesses start small, and what we want to do is then use all our collective skill to be able to support them, and that's what Jenga na Deloitte is all about. Thankfully, Ashley, we're not in Joburg, so I don't need to explain what Jenga means. Because in many times, outside of Kenya, we have to say Jenga means build. So Jenga na Deloitte is really exciting for us. Our staff are really excited about this, right? To give of their time to be able to do our bit in supporting entrepreneurs to grow. We're looking at working with entrepreneurs on early growth stage. Been in business less than 5 years, have 1 to 20 people staff. Pretty small still, but you already have a product or a service you're providing. So not the early stage where you're still thinking about it. It's you've started something, and let's help you then be able to scale it to the next level. And I was describing this to a friend of mine, and he says, okay, so you're making them investor ready. And I said, that's exactly right, okay? Because then that's what you'll be able to then to get all your stuff in order, build your business at the right level, and then grow on to make it scalable. So for us, like I said, purpose beyond profit underpins everything that we do. And for us in East Africa, we then decided we want to East Africanize it a little bit more and not just say it's purpose beyond profit. For us, we're calling it purpose qua ground. So it's absolutely purpose qua ground, where everybody is able to support entrepreneurs based on the basic skills they have. I'm calling them basic, they're not. But based on the really good skills we have that support our really large companies to support the entrepreneurs. So a really warm welcome. I'm excited that we're launching this in Nairobi. I'm excited for what it is that we're going to do. And the plan is then, once we make sure it's up and running, then we're able to scale this across all the countries we're in the continent. So this is the start of a big thing, and I'm really, really excited about it. Thank you all for coming. Ashley?
Jumbo. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much, Anne. It is such a privilege to be here today. It has been a journey to get us here. And as Anne highlighted, that it is absolutely key for us in our process to be a purpose-led organization and really focusing on purpose beyond profit to ensure that many of these initiatives that we are driving continue to be practical and continue to be embedded in everything that we do. Now, many of you may have joined us during our Entrepreneur Week that happened middle of November. And there were so many examples of how entrepreneurs are not just these unicorns walking around, coming up with these amazing ideas, but many of them are in our business. And through the various programs, like the GIG program, we encourage our people to follow appropriate processes and then, of course, actually get your side gig on. And we're very excited about how that enhances our value proposition. Now, if we take a step back and think about the various initiatives that we have under the Sustainability Office, one of them, which is very much linked to our impact pillar, links to world impact. And this touches on a number of areas, including Impact Every Day, and that's many of our volunteering programs. And through these initiatives, like Jenga and Deloitte, we are able to get our staff as well as other entities to volunteer time and really make an impact. In addition to that, we know that World Climate and all our initiatives from a World Climate perspective continue to remain absolutely critical as we become more responsible citizens in terms of the choices that we make. And then, of course, the reason why we're here, world class. Our various aspects that we cover from a world class perspective is, of course, agriculture, education, and then entrepreneurship. And Jenga and Deloitte, the Entrepreneur Hub, is our flagship program that we are so proud to have here in Kenya and to be working with our colleagues in East Africa in making this hopefully the first of many other entrepreneur hubs. So as we look at this very ambitious target of reaching 100 million lives, I mean, just think of that, 100 million, of which 20 of them are going to be in Africa. There is so much work to be done. And we believe that this can be done through our various collaborations, partnerships, as well as the way in which we ensure that we use accelerators in order to ensure that it can actually achieve what we're looking to achieve. Now, taking this into account, one may say, well, why on earth did you choose agriculture, entrepreneurship, and education? And I think it's absolutely critical to think about all the challenges that we have from an African continent perspective. There are a number of them. We know, however, that we are able to be very successful by working with public and private sector coming together, ensuring that we get civil society as a whole to support these programs. But there's hope. We have the demographic dividends. Now, we've all heard about it, but our ability to actually extract that and make that meaningful is something that I believe that through programs like Jenga Deloitte, we are able to do this. And why is it important? It's important because it creates job opportunities, it creates hope, and it creates a mechanism for people to give back and therefore enhance the way in which we contribute to society as a whole, but then also ensuring that we continue to drive economic growth and future employment. From an agricultural perspective, we know that there are many aspects that need to be considered from an agricultural perspective, both the social and economic aspects. We know that there's so much opportunity that is untapped. And when we look at sub-Saharan Africa, we know that 60% of sub-Saharan Africa population are smallhold farmers. And when looking at sub-Saharan Africa's GDP, roughly 23% of that comes from agriculture. Now, this has a massive opportunity for us in order to enhance as well as identify ways in which we can do more. Now, taking a step back and looking at this youth dividend or population dividend, if we think back to our population dynamics, it is expected that by 2050, that half of the African population will be under the age of 25. Now, if we don't maximize that and use that in an efficient way, it will just be another resource that we aren't utilizing to the full extent. So I believe that by using these programs to enhance education, enhance mechanisms to ensure that we give these entrepreneurs an opportunity to harness their skills, hone their skills in terms of entrepreneurship in order to create more job opportunities. But also then, if we look at the major opportunities from a STEM innovation and education perspective, there are so many aspects that we can leverage in order to ensure that we position ourselves as a continent to be one that we can be proud of as having the top skills, because we know we have the talent, we have the youth, and we have the will and passion in order to do that. And I think listening to Lucy this morning, it is clear that our youth has the passion. And Lucy is part of our Next Gen Council, and so pleased to have her. Now, if we think back and we think about many of the aspects that these world-class initiatives allow us to do, it is absolutely critical that we work together. And the way in which we do that is through these initiatives. So having you here today and having you online really has the coalition of the willing and the coalition that is willing to work with us in order to ensure that we can make the change that we're looking to make. So in order to reach these 20 million, coming together, we believe that all Deloitte staff will be able to use their skills, and we've got wonderful skills within our organization, using these skills in a very direct and deliberate way in order for each Deloittean to be an impact maker, is how we believe we can change and change the trajectory. So taking these skills and capabilities and embedding it through initiatives like Jenga Deloitte is a way in which we can give back in a meaningful way. So let me end off with this, which is, we are so pleased that we now have a place, Jenga Deloitte, where we can have our entrepreneurs come in to acquire the skills that they need in order to become very successful business enterprises that can then add to the dividend that we believe that we can extract from our youth, as well as create employment, as well as economic prosperity. Jenga Deloitte, beyond being the name of the Entrepreneur Hub, is a call to action. It's a call to action to each Deloittean as well as each one of our strategic partners, current and future, that let's work together in order to make an impact that matters across the African continent, that will reverberate, that everyone can feel, not just in Africa, but globally. Thank you so much. Asante. Thank you, Lucy.
Sorry, just 1 second. Both Lucy and Cynthia are going to kill me. You have bags under your seats. They have a notebook, a pen, and seed balls, because we're green like that, so that you use those seed balls to make sure that we have more trees and go greener. So I just thought I'd say that. Back to you, Lucy.
I hope everyone will be planting those seed balls. You know, because in typical Kenyan fashion, we take things, give them their house, and then we never plant anything. So at least, just to offset your carbon footprint for today, try and plant those seed balls. Great, fantastic. So at this juncture, I want us just to have some bit of fun. And I'm going to pick on people. So for those guys who like sitting at the back, I'm going to pick on you today. So I have a very interesting question. So all of us here today are looking forward to the holidays, right? We all want to close work, either travel up to your family's place, eat nyama choma, barbecue, drink wine, be merry. So I want to ask one partner, and maybe one external guest, if they're comfortable enough. But for the partners, I'll just pick on you. I'll just pick on you. Just look at me. Great, cool. So I'll need you to tell me 2 things. So number 1, what are you looking forward to for these holidays? And what will you do? It's very, very much important. So I would like to pick on someone, just someone. And also a Deloitte staff member who would like to speak. Tafadhali, let's talk. It's not a classroom session. Let's talk. I can see you. Let's talk. You're looking at the back. Great. So maybe I'll have Urvi tell us, what are you doing? Will you binge watch? Again this holiday season? It had to be you.
Okay, Lucy. So afternoon, everyone. Said, what was the question? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be drinking and being merry. But outside of that, I am going to be spending time with family. I think I am really looking forward to it. My daughter is really looking forward to it. So yeah, just spending time with my family, I think, yes. And being merry, of course.
The Kenyan style, great. So I think I'll go next to, I'm trying to look for someone that yes. There's a guy looking at me. Hi, how are you? So if you could just kindly share with us, what are you looking forward to this December holiday, and what shall you do?
Well, I'm looking forward, of course, to taking the break, spend a bit of time with my folks back in the village. It's not every day that you get an opportunity to spend time with them, connect, and hopefully, I do mentor young people back at home, so I'll create time at least to spend with them. Thanks.
I'm not hearing nyama choma. There's no one who's doing who'll do nyama choma. There's people from Kiambu County. Where are we? Guys from Kiambu? Okay, so for those guys who are not from here, so essentially the famous partying style for Kenya is we like to barbecue a lot. And so barbecue is called nyama choma here in Kenya. So for all of us here who would like to try nyama choma, see me behind the tent. Please see me or just ask any Kenyan. They'll take you either to Kamaki's or to Njogona's, just in Westlands. So some good Kenyan style, well-fed, zero-grazed kettle. So maybe I'll have Joe tell us, what are you doing? Will you be cooking this time around?
Well, I think I said this at the last exco. I will be learning how to swim. That's one. And then just relaxing, a lot of sleep and rest.
Thank you. So I need a lady now. I like how you guys are like, no, please don't pick on me. Maybe over here. Hey, guys, manyamaza. Atuko shule, sindio? Good. Maybe a lady. Hi, Sasa. Just can you tell us your name, your department, and what are you looking forward to?
Silantoy, Are, Cyber. What I'm looking forward to is spending time with my family and just chilling. It's been a while.
Thank you. And then the last one, maybe who from our external guests, who's courageous enough? We don't bite, we're really good people. Who's courageous enough to tell us what they will be doing? If you'll be sleeping all day long, it's fine, it's okay, you're allowed to. You will be drinking, okay, don't drink and drive, but it's good to drink. It's good for your stomach also. Who's courageous enough? Ama, I'll just speak on you. I'll just speak on you. Yes. Kindly tell us your name. Yes. So kindly tell us your name, your company, and what you're looking forward to.
I'm Chris Osorio. Company's DLR Group Africa. We were involved with the build downstairs. So one thing I will not be doing is working on your project. Jokes aside. But in general, just looking forward to spending quiet time with family and turning my phone off. So.
Thank you very much. And just echoing what Ashley and Ann said in terms of that Jenga and Deloitte, for me, when I heard the word Jenga and Deloitte, I was like, wow, it's a very localized name. Why did I think so? So Nelson Mandela once said that if you talk to a man in a language that he understands, it goes to his mind. But when you talk to him in a language that he grew up with, it goes to his heart. And that is why Jenga, it's very Kenyan, and it's built by Kenyans, for Kenyans, and by the Kenyans. So this for us is a great opportunity for us to be able to enhance our own people use, because for us as Deloitte, colleagues and staff, our greatest asset is our knowledge, right? And that's why we sell it to our clients, to our partners, but giving this back to all entrepreneurs will help us to achieve Ruto's ambition. Bottom-up approach. Even if you never voted for Ruto, you're doing bottom-up approach. And in that lane, I don't know whether anyone has subscribed to the Hustlers Fund. Anyone? Have you guys checked your limit? Good. So the Hustlers Fund, for guys who are joining us online, so as part of the President's Ruto's agenda to actually enhance the economy and to actually make it grow, he's actually giving out 50 billion Kenyan shillings. So roughly that might be around $410 million, but I'm not very sure with the current Forex rates. So what he's doing, he's actually enabling entrepreneurs, number one, to be able to scale up their businesses by providing access to finance. And a very interesting component about it is that, for example, if you take 1,000 shillings, right, or 1,000 shillings, 50 shillings out of that is actually pushed to your savings, right? So they will give you 950, but you will pay 1,000, right? So at the same time, you're being given access to finance. At the same time, they're enabling you to save money. But I'm wondering, from an FA perspective, because we work in financial advisory, I hope that money is making interest somewhere. Yeah. I hope it's making interest somewhere. Great call. So I'd just like to know, has anyone checked their Hustler Fund limit? Has anyone checked? I have had Anne saying she checked hers. Please tell us. Tell us.
I'm checking. I got an SMS, but I didn't check.
I think the code is *254#. Yes, *254#. So you could just check and tell us what is your limit. What is your limit? Let's see those people who are guys who have subscribed to government bonds and funds. Yeah, good call. So as you look, I want us to go to what are we doing as the as like East Africa in terms of world-class initiatives. We have heard from what we are doing in terms of the African perspective. We have heard what Jenga and Deloitte is, but we want to bring it home and tell you, how will we be able to sustain this? Who will we work with? And even for external guests, you can see how you can actually come to partner with us and make this a very sustainable event. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my partner and the corporate and also the financial advisory leader, as well as the corporate sustainability leader for East Africa, Gladys Makumi. So please, round of applause. People at the back, round of applause. Good. Thank you.
Thanks, Lucy, and thank you for energizing us this afternoon. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's, as Anne said, this is such an exciting day. Chris, thank you for getting us here. We really, really appreciate what you're going to see downstairs. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris is very humble, but so Ashley and Anne talked about us impacting 20 million lives in Africa. So as Anne said, qua ground, what's the East African target? We're looking to impact 1.65 million lives in East Africa. And under World Class, we look at 2 sustainable development goals, that is quality education and decent work and economic growth. So our Jenga and Deloitte program falls under SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth. So we started the journey of impacting lives and entrepreneurs some while back in 2016, when we collaborated with various private and public and as well as non-governmental organizations to set up the Young African Leadership initiative, YALI, which is based in Kenyatta University. And this wonderful project has impacted more than 4,000 youths across 15 countries in East and Central Africa. We have been responsible for running this center. We helped develop curriculum, project manage the entire process, and really it has been very, very enriching to us as an organization. It is a center that has been established to basically invest in the next generation of African leaders, because some of us are about to exit and we are welcoming Lucy and co into leadership. So what focus areas do we look at when we are looking at leadership and entrepreneurs? We look at personal transformation, leadership transformation, and sector transformation. And this contributes to enhanced leadership skills for all the participants. Our partnership with YALI has provided an environment that invites dreaming and thinking differently. It's important that our youth are innovative and think and dream and realize their dreams and realize their full potential for the next generation. In addition to that, we have been working with KCDF, that's the Kenya Community Development Foundation, through their Global Give Back Circle, GGBC, to dramatically change the lives of young people, especially girls, from very vulnerable backgrounds, access education. And not only do we support them in their education, but we also mentor them. A number of us in this room have been mentors for the girls on the Global Give Back Circle. One of the very enriching things for us as an organization is having these girls then join us as part of Deloitte staff. And we've seen them grow and thrive and achieve their full potential. That has really been enriching to us as an organization. The young people of Deloitte are very innovative. Through a program known as D-Space and Jeans to Work, actually, if you look at the Deloitte people here today, apart from a few of us, they are wearing jeans. And what happens is anytime you wear jeans on Friday, you contribute a certain amount of money which goes into a kitty that we use to fund and finance a number of initiatives. Very recently, Anne and the team were in Marigat, where we donated a motorcycle. It may look like a small item of donation, but it impacted a lot of lives because it helped the sub-county hospital to be able to distribute ARVs to people who are not able to access the health facility on a regular basis. So we are saving lives as part of our Deloitte initiatives. In addition to that, we are contributing towards keeping girls in schools, and we contribute some of that money towards sanitary towels for girls. So I come to Jenga and Deloitte. We cannot work alone to make this a success, and so we are partnering with a number of organizations. Back in 2020, before COVID, we met an organization known as Shujaz with Joe. And we started a relationship, but when we thought we could get things going, COVID happened. And so we put things on hold. So Shujaz, through their MESH program, have set up what is like a virtual mentorship program that reaches a number of youths. So they set this up in 2020, but we'll only be able to project that forward with Jenga and Deloitte, where we are going to partner with them to mentor the youth entrepreneurs in the informal sector. We are talking about organizations with 1 to 10 people. A lot of young people are left certain businesses by relatives and they don't know what to do about them. And so through this initiative, we will be able to work with them. So we target to reach more than 140,000 informal entrepreneurs, and probably even more than that, to leverage our talent and skills as Deloitte employees and partners to connect young entrepreneurs to crucial business mentorship and technical support around strategic planning, access to finance, how to navigate the regulatory environment, and more. We are also partnering with ANTLA, East Africa. Their programs are aimed at supporting early stage entrepreneurs to establish successful businesses that tackle problems that are relevant to Africa. We are providing tax masterclasses and pro bono office hours around tax matters that are catered specifically for startups under the ANTLA Fellowship Program. Those are just 2 of the organizations that we're working with, and we are planning to sign up more. I know Angela expressed interest in what we are doing under Jenga and Deloitte because she's come across a number of entrepreneurs who would benefit from a program such as this. In conclusion, at Deloitte, we believe that we make the greatest societal impact by using our core expertise to develop job skills, improve educational outcomes, and create opportunities for those who are disadvantaged. Our commitment is to continue leveraging our internal resources and the power of collaboration to make an impact that matters. I would like to thank you all who have come alongside us to drive positive change in our society. And I challenge all of you who are present to continue doing the good that you can for the sake of the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gladys, for that. As Gladys was speaking, I think it reminded me of a quote by Mother Teresa. She says that not all of us can do great things, but we can do great things. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And that is what I think is actually at the epitome of Jenga at Deloitte. As Deloitte, as our external partners, that we can actually use our knowledge, our networks, our expertise, even if it's very, very small, but it can make significant impact to an entrepreneur. And like the best thing about having pro bono tax advisory is, we can also sneak in some bit of, how to avoid KRA things, yeah? Okay, so sorry. I hope KRA will not come here for us. Anne, please. Great call. So at this juncture, I know all of you have been waiting to see where is this Jenga na Deloitte space? Where has Chris been working? Are we going to pay Chris at the end of the day? Let's go and see. Or possibly, maybe, let's see whether we'll sign that check, right? Certificate of completion. Let's see. Good. So what we're going to do at this juncture, we are going to head out to the Jenga na Deloitte space. So for all of us who are new to Deloitte, our external guests, so what we're going to do is that we are going to go through this front door right to the reception area. So at every place you'll be able to see